Welcome. You're listening to the calming sounds of the Tidepool Orchestra. Side A.
Hello, and welcome.
I don't know why that's so hilarious to me. Okay, so welcome to episode 2 of Tidepool Orchestra. I'm Alex, and he's Brian. Oh.
What?
And Alex, have I told you that we are now officially a podcast for another site?
Oh, yes, you did. It's landbasered at landbasered.com.
Nope.
Hosted by the Landbasered Foundation.
I was going to talk about how we're officially the podcast for deadandred.tumblr.com, which eventually will become deadandred.com or something like that. But I really like your idea better. This is now the official podcast for Land-Based Red as well, thanks to the non-exclusivity agreement. Which I wrote up a fucking long-ass agreement list for every single recruit that we have. So yeah, non-exclusivity. That's great. Okay, so now that we're after that, are you ready for the first segment?
No.
Come on.
My body is not ready.
You used to love this. What happened?
What did we do last week?
The segments, you know?
No, I mean, which one, what was the topic?
I think you said Phineas and Ferb.
Was it?
Yeah, you were out of ideas, so you said Phineas and Ferb, and then you tried to take it back, but then I picked Buford immediately.
Right, okay, Phineas and Ferb.
No, we already did that.
No, that's what I'm saying, we did that last week.
Okay. And this week...
Idiot. You're freaking plebeian, get on my level.
Why do we even do this podcast when we clearly hate each other?
Because we're spades.
Okay.
Homestuck humor.
If you had to fuck a transformer... I choose... Waspinator. Because his life is already pain. So he'll be used to it quickly.
Well, I don't know. It just...
I
don't think I could pick one, because I'm not a giant robot, so I don't think it would work out too well.
The great thing about Beast Wars is all of them are human-sized.
That doesn't make it any better. There's no robots.
I like Waspinator. He's my choice because it's completely within the realms of possibility that I could rip off one of his arms and use it to just anally fist him with his own arm. That's completely in the realms of possibility.
Brian, what are you doing?
I believe I am hypothetically fisting a fictional character with his own hand.
Brian, what?
Pick a robot to have sex with!
XJ9.
That's not what I meant. But just say Optimus Prime. Or Bumblebee.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, whatever.
At least
one from the movie, though.
Yeah, that way there's no pillow talk.
Actually, there would be. It would just be a bunch of radio broadcast clippings.
Yeah, but the one from the movie, we've determined that his special ability is just creating extra liquid.
What?
In the first movie, he pisses on a guy. Yeah.
What?
You remember? The guy...
No, I remember, but, it was... What?
In the second movie, he cries and uses windshield wipers on his eyes.
Oh my god, that was so dumb.
Yeah, so Bumblebee's special ability in the movies is just that he can create extra liquid. He's a water elemental.
So, he can liquidate things.
So if you have sex with this character, just get ready for the money shot.
Oh, god damn it.
But also incredibly codependent. He, at the end of the first movie, he fixed his voice processor. And he could talk. But at the beginning of the second movie, he can't talk anymore, and Sam implies that he ripped out his own vocal cords just so that Sam would pity him. So he's like really codependent, and he physically harms himself just to get his lover's attention.
I'm liking this choice of mine better and better.
And he creates extra liquids.
Perfect.
It's just like my ex-girlfriend, you know?
I have made a good decision this day.
You did. I applaud you.
Go me.
Hooray! You're fucking a car.
Well, I've heard of worse fetishes.
Yeah.
Hang on. Here, I'll show you.
And
A folder.
we're segueing right into Jimmy Rustlin, our second topic, in which we try to get each other's goats. Are you screen sharing?
Yes. Look at this. Yep.
Oh, dear.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
that appears to be airplanes personified into women. So, yeah, okay, I'll give you a goat for that.
Victory achieved.
Yeah. So I heard that
I like the...
Fire
Go on.
Princess dies in this episode.
Nope.
No?
It's not working.
Pretty sure.
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Brian. You failed this week.
Oh, well.
You tried just a little too hard.
At least I get to use that whole 3-minute and 40-second clip from Dima for the intermission.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you'll see. Anyway, so this is the end of side A.
Click.
Click.
End of side A. Please continue on side B.
Okay, test. Alright, I see the little bumpy lines. Brian, I'm already gonna apologize if you hear any ambient noise. But let's see. Let's see what you want. You want penis. Big old black dick. Anyway, alright. You're listening to the Tidepool Orchestra podcast. Okay, here we go again, Brian. Alright, okay. Take 2. Hi there, this is Demo of the Data Stream Podcast, and you're listening to the Tidepool Orchestra Podcast. There we go. I think I made fucking bar go way too fucking up. Alright. I'll try one without the podcast suffix. You're listening to the Tidepool Orchestra. See, I don't know, it just doesn't sound right. Hi there, you're listening to the Tidepool Orchestra. I don't know. Fuck me and bum. Alright. You said it was something along the lines of fucking like a tape deck recorder. Well, I could do please switch to side B. Or something like, end of side A, please switch tape over. This is side B. Something along those lines. You can fill in that. Let me see. Another thing. I'll do a line reading again with Data Stream Podcast, my name again. This is... Fuck. Okay. Take 8,000. Well, that sucked ass. Hi there, this is Dima, and you're listening to the Tidepool Orchestra Podcast. Take... last take. Hi there, this is Dima of the Data Stream Podcast, and you're listening to the Tidepool Orchestra Podcast. If you want, just send me a link, or send me a message back about whether or not you want whether or not you want Tidepool Orchestra podcast or just the usual, or just Tidepool Orchestra. Which, again, here's one more. Hi there, this is Dima of the Data Stream Podcast, and you're listening to Tidepool Orchestra. There you go. All right, Brian. There you go.
Welcome back. You're listening to the calming sounds of the Tidepool Orchestra. Side B.
So I really like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Freaking really.
Yes, the best.
I know that Adventure Time has referenced D&D before, but this is pretty blatant,
Yes.
Okay,
I love it.
Is she really evil, or is she just chaotic neutral? Can we get her to switch to good? Well, yeah, but there would be penalties to her experience. It's like, what?
The best.
Okay, so talking points beyond that.
Okay, Keith David.
Yes, you said that name a few times. I'm guessing it has something to do with Macbeth?
No, Keith David is the guy who played the Fire King.
Oh. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Oh, that voice is drop dead sexy.
Yeah. The plot was very similar to Macbeth.
Yes, it was. I'm glad I wasn't the only one who caught that.
Well, yeah. I like
Especially not after the part where I pointed it out. Oh, hey, Macbeth.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the part where they're like, let's put the ice in his ear, because you see in Macbeth, that's,
where they insert the poison.
In the ear.
And remember how in a lot of Shakespeare's plays, there are plays within the plays?
Like, most notably in Macbeth, for example.
Yes.
That is what happened here.
There was a play within the story.
But of course you already know that because you're a fellow actor and from the same troupe.
That was probably the best line.
Yes. I like the fact that there are two male actors just on top of each other in a closet, and the chef is looking at them and says, actors. All actors are homosexual. You see, that's what the joke is.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a 5-foot sandwich stuffed into their mouths.
Well, it's boring without that.
Also, it needs to keep them quiet.
Yeah, unless it's entirely not obvious. This week we watched an episode of Adventure Time entitled Ignition Point.
I think you mean the best show.
Well, it's no Johnny Test. Nothing?
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
Do I at least get a goat?
No.
Damn it. You have a dozen goats.
Well, I'm sorry. You just kind of have to get on my level.
You fucking plebeian. Anyway. So, should we move on then? To what we got / did this week?
Oh. I forgot about that. Because I didn't do anything.
Well, did you get anything?
No.
How about I start and then you think of something?
Okay.
I have a couple of things actually. Yesterday, a customer blew up at me, so that was fun. She decided to start yelling at me for really no reason, and then she even filed a fictitious claim against me that my manager saw her do, and then pulled me aside and said, "Look, you're not in trouble or anything. This is really pointless."
Perfect.
Yeah. Basically what happened was, I actually signed an agreement stating that a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't actually say which place I work, but suffice it to say it rhymes with J-Mart. And we have a layaway department, and she asked me if I could call the people to the layaway department while I was mopping up a spill. I said, yes, I can. But then she pointed at the electronics clerk and said, wait, can she call them instead? I'm like, yeah, she can. And so I'm mopping up a spill. And then when I finish mopping up the spill, I get a call to go to the layaway department. And I see this woman there. She looks at me and says, okay, go get your manager right now. You know why. I'm like, I don't know why, but okay. And then I hear the layaway woman start asking me a question, and I'm about to answer, but the customer stares me dead in the eyes and says, get out of my face, and starts like yelling, and she literally jumped up and down. So I'm walking away. And I get called back to the layaway department, and she's like filing a claim with the manager there. So, yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, it is.
So, have you thought of anything yet, or should I keep...
Yeah, actually. Your story reminded me of a story that happened this week at my work.
Hooray.
One of the cashier's wallets got stolen.
Oh.
And guess what? I was ringing up the customers that did it.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did you know? Did you see the
I didn't.
name? Oh.
Because I was busy ringing up groceries.
Oh, no. So they stole an employee's wallet, and they're going to use the employee's money to buy groceries at the place where the employee works. Okay.
No, I mean, they were already being rung up, and they, while I was busy looking at the next items on the conveyor belt that I had to swipe and send down the other conveyor belt to get bagged, one of them just reached under the register and stole her wallet.
I'm wondering why she had the wallet there.
That's where all her stuff was.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's homeless and lives in the register. Okay.
No. Ryan, this is serious.
Okay.
Her wallet seriously got stolen.
I know, but...
And so I may have to look at security footage at some point and go, yep, I kind of, sort of remember those people.
Ah. Okay.
Yep. That's what I did this week.
So I got a Zook. You remember Zook from Skylanders, right?
Yeah, Zook.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Zook is the Skylander who is
he's like a bamboo person.
Yeah, his species is actually called bambazookers. They use bazookas, and they're made out of bamboo.
And here's the best part. Tell him, Brian, about how the entire species didn't know they could walk.
Well, you see, the entire species lives their entire life just standing in the mud, perfectly still, holding their bazookas. And then Zook realized, wait, what are these things that we have at the bottom of our bodies? Oh, wait, I can move them and walk around. We have legs, guys. Guys, listen. We have legs.
And then the what's his name summons him away, and he doesn't have time to teach his entire species that they can walk.
Master Eon is like, oh, dude, you have legs. That's perfect. I need you. You're gonna help fight the bad guys. And Zook's like,
the best.
Yeah, alright. I ship Zook and Sonic Boom, but the way I ship them is that Zook sees a female Skylander and is immediately in love and has no idea how tragic her backstory is. It's a very one-sided ship because Sonic Boom doesn't care about Zook at all.
Obviously.
I like them because Sonic Boom has like the most tragic backstory of all, and Zook is just a complete joke of a character. So
good.
So I ship them now.
It's the best.
And with Zook in the mail, I also got the book, Skylanders Machine of Doom. So I would like, if I can, to just read an excerpt.
Why?
Because the book is hilarious.
Brian, why?
Chapter 5. The library beneath Eon's Citadel was big, really big. In fact, it was so big that it was said you didn't just need a map to navigate its labyrinth corridors and endless sections, you needed an entire atlas. Higo claimed that he even tried to cross the library by foot once. 3 years into his trek, he'd only reached the C section before giving up and trudging back to the front desk. This book was totally worth the $5.
That sounds hilarious.
I read the entire thing in an hour and a half, just sitting there, just reading the book. It's 156 pages, I think.
Beautiful.
Did you do anything else this week?
I got a vest.
Vests are nice. What color is it?
leather.
That is a nice color. Did you get it at the thrift store or?
Yeah, thrift store. For like $5, I think.
That's not a bad price for a leather vest.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm not sure if I'm the kind of person who could pull off a leather vest, but maybe you are.
Yes.
Hooray. I actually did a lot of stuff, I think, so what else did I do? Oh, I got some toys today. I went to Toys R Us earlier today.
Oh.
I got crayons. Crayons are like little Lego minifigures, except they're Transformers. And
Naturally.
As you can imagine, they don't transform that well.
You have to take them apart and rebuild them.
Yeah, and you still end up seeing most of the robot in whatever vehicle mode it is. Especially with Waspinator, who is a wasp, except he has gigantic robot legs sticking out from the back, and he has robot arms in the front holding a gun. And the wasp head is just his head facing downward. It's really ridiculous.
It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
And therefore a great waste of money.
It was only $3 total. That's including tax. Yeah. So,
The best way to spend your money.
well, it's either that or drugs. So, we had the final goat tally.
Oh yeah, what is it?
I have 9, and you have 12.
I win.
The end.
As it should be.
The end, as it should be.
You're welcome, Internet.
Hooray.
Thank you for listening to the calming sounds of the Tidepool Orchestra.